Hi, I'm Brad from Growth Coaching Co. Over the last 6 years, we've helped men and women new to the gym get in shape whilst building the knowledge and confidence that they need to be able to maintain those results long term well after they've finished working with us. In the 6 years that I've been coaching, I have seen some absolute shockers and heard some terrible horror stories in terms of people's experiences with their personal trainers. Today, I'm going to tell you about some of those, and by the end of this video, you should know exactly what to look for when it comes to purchasing a personal trainer and finding a good one who's actually going to get you results and something that you're going to be able to maintain long term. When you're shopping for a personal trainer, you are really rolling the dice. You can end up wasting thousands of dollars just to get somebody who gives you some macronutrients that you really have to stick to, and you have to weigh absolutely everything out. You spend hours in the gym and then you never end up getting the results that you're actually looking for. Before I start delving into this a little bit deeper, I think it's worth mentioning that we've built a free 7-day mini course called What Working with a Personal Trainer Should Be Like, where we teach you exactly how to find the last personal trainer you should ever need. Every day, we're going to break down the walls of our business and show you exactly what it is that we do with our clients and how we operate so that you can get a really good idea for what you should be looking for when it comes to finding a personal trainer. We'll go through our consultation process, give you some training and nutrition tidbits, and even share some little nuggets of wisdom for you if you want to keep flying solo and kind of run your own path without a personal trainer. I want to preface this video by saying that even though they're really hard to come by, finding a really good coach and investing in them could be one of the best investments you ever make in yourself. If you find a good personal trainer, they should be the only personal trainer you ever need to work with, or at least the last one if you've already had a few. They should help you achieve your results in a way that's sustainable and something that you can actually manage long term, and they should educate you along the way so that you can actually maintain those things. Working with a PT doesn't have to be hours of you climbing upstairs and spending hours in the gym and tracking every single one of your calories and weighing everything on a scale and just drinking protein shakes. It can be a really enjoyable process and you can learn a lot along the way. One day when I'm in the market to buy a house or build a house, I will go to a builder. I'm not going to try and do that shit myself. It will save me a lot of money, hopefully, a lot of heartache, a lot of time, and I'll probably learn something along the way as well. All right, so let's dive in. So why are good personal trainers so hard to come by? Unfortunately, this is largely because of the qualification that we do to become personal trainers. The industry as a whole is extremely unregulated, and pretty much anyone can become a personal trainer provided that you pay for the course. The course is very short, and realistically it's just enough to cover your ass in case you injure somebody whilst you're PTing them. We get taught some real basic surface level anatomy stuff, and we get taught some super basic business stuff, but we don't really ever at any stage get taught how to actually coach people and how to be a good people person, and pretty much just how to be like a good coach and a nice person. So unfortunately, that's left up to us to figure out over the years of us learning after we leave the industry where we get our qualification. And here's the really interesting part. After getting their qualification, within about 6 months or so, the majority of PTs that were there aren't working as PTs anymore. They've quit. The majority of them who haven't then quit by the 12-month mark, and very few of them live to see past the 1-year mark, let alone, 5+ years where I'm at. And unfortunately, just like every other industry, you can't graduate immediately after getting a qualification and expect to be a fantastic, world-class, world-renowned coach. You have enough to be able to get by and to survive, but unfortunately it takes trial and error and a lot of practice and a lot of coaching hours for you to actually figure that out. And I will happily say that what I did in my first year as a personal trainer or my second year, I really thought I knew absolutely everything, and I have come to know now that I actually knew fuck all and still don't know much more than that. It's taken me a really long time to develop my coaching process and get it to a stage where I'm extremely confident in it, and it's exactly the same for other personal trainers as well. So chances are, if you're working with somebody who's been in the industry for a good number of years, they're probably a pretty decent coach. Now, having said that, some people also get by on being absolute dirtbags, so there might be some of them in there as well. So how can you find a diamond in the rough, and what exactly should you be looking for in a coach? Well, the first thing is you want to find somebody who knows what they're talking about. Now, you can usually find this by looking on most personal trainers' websites or landing pages or their social media. They should have plenty of content on there where they are trying to educate people. They should have some before and afters on there where they show you what they've been able to help their clients achieve, and potentially even looking into some testimonials as well. Unfortunately, before and afters don't tell 100% of the story. You also want to know how the client got there, what their experience was like, what did they have to do to be able to get those results, did they enjoy the process. So again, a good personal trainer has probably taken care of all of that, and you should be able to find that somewhere online. It is also worth mentioning that not every single personal trainer is going to be a really good fit for you. We work with normal people who are new to the gym, who want to get started, learn how to strength train, enjoy their training, learn how to structure their nutrition, lose a little bit of weight, get into some good habits, just become a little bit healthier, more confident, feel good in the bedroom, all of those sort of things. Not every single person wants to step on stage. And in fact, if somebody comes to me and that's what they want to do, a bodybuilding competition, I will very gladly refer them onto a coach who's going to be able to do a really good job with that. That is not me. So when you're looking for before and afters, like I said before, it's not just about finding amateur level bodybuilders who have stepped on stage after following a really strict meal plan. If you don't want a meal plan and you want to learn how to find something sustainable that you can do nutrition wise long term, it's worth finding a coach who's going to be able to help you out with that. Like I mentioned before, what were their experiences like? Did they enjoy the process to be able to get towards their goal? Did they actually learn things to be able to maintain those goals long term? Did they find a training methodology that suits them, that they're excited to go and do? It shouldn't be a chore. It shouldn't just feel like you're ticking a box. Sometimes it does, but the majority of times you want to enjoy the process. You want to have a good training session. You want to enjoy the nutrition. You want to be excited about those things and achieving your results. And your coach should help make that an extremely enjoyable process for you. A lot of things worth mentioning today, but the other one that I'm going to put in here as well is it's not always about tracking calories. It's quite easy to find a calorie calculator online where you can get given your calories and then you can go and track those things in MyFitnessPal. There's a reason why that doesn't work for a lot of people. The calorie deficit has to happen for you to lose weight, but the methodology that you choose to be able to get there is kind of up to your coach to be able to help find something that's going to work really well for you. If you don't want to track calories or you don't want to step on the scales every single day, that is totally fine, and you should be able to find a coach who is receptive to that and able to help give you other things that you can do to track your progress and achieve the results that you want to achieve. It's not a one size fits all. Next, it's really worthwhile thinking about exactly what it is you want to achieve. As I mentioned before, some people want to lose weight, some people want to build muscle, other people want to step on stage as a bodybuilder. So finding a coach who can cater to exactly what it is that you're wanting to do is going to make life extremely easy and give you better chances of being able to find a coach who's right for you. In our experience, the clients that we work with, they don't want to spend every single day in the gym, and that is totally fine. We don't recommend that they do. We find something that fits into their routine around their busy lifestyle. We help them to make sure that they're giving as much as they can towards their goals where it's appropriate. Once you found a PT or you know exactly what it is you're after and how you want to get there, now it's your time to reach out to a personal trainer and potentially book in for a consultation. The consultation shouldn't be a sales call. It shouldn't be sleazy. It should be a conversation that you're able to have with a personal trainer, just like us two sitting here right now, where you go through your history. They ask you questions about what you've done with your nutrition, what your goals are, why you want to be able to achieve those things, why you haven't been able to achieve them by yourself, the things that you like about training, the things you don't like about training. They learn about all of that stuff. A really good coach should ask you probing questions to get to understand you better. And you should be able to feel that and that connection with that coach when you're having that consultation process. Whilst you see some coaches online just have a flat rate for their coaching and you have to buy a package before you can actually start to chat with the coach, we prefer to make it a little bit harder for you guys because we want to actually have a chat and make sure that we gel really well with our clients. Otherwise, we'll send them on to other people who we think that they'll work better with. Now, the consultation process, once you have booked in, should not involve you getting into a room with a stranger, taking your clothes off, getting photos taken, having measurements and invasive touching and feeling and fitness assessments, and you stepping on scales if you don't want to. As I mentioned before, it should be a really nice, comfortable chat where you can ask the coach all of your burning questions, all the things you want to know, share how you'd like to be able to achieve your goals. Chat with them about what things look like after you finish working with them. How long do you have to work with them? What exactly are you going to have to do? Ask as many questions as you like. Now's your time to shine. And it kind of goes without saying as well, if you speak with a personal trainer who you don't gel with, don't feel pressured into having to go with that personal trainer. It's okay for you to say, nah, it's all good. I'm going to go and have a little look elsewhere. Or could you recommend anyone else? Or worst case, if you're walking out and then you are feeling a little bit discouraged, chat with the people around you, chat with your acquaintances, your friends, your family, your gym manager, other people who have lost weight, message people on social media, see who they're working with. Really good personal trainers and really good coaches usually have really great reputations. And for all of us, as much as we potentially like to pay for advertising or do videos on YouTube and things like that, Word of mouth really is our most powerful referral tool. Cool. So hopefully now you found a personal trainer, you love them, you're super keen on moving towards your goals, and they've got an approach that's going to work for you. Now it comes training. There's usually two different approaches for this. There can be online for people who want to work with somebody like me and maybe they live overseas or something like that. We can go through a coaching process where you're largely going to be moving independently in the gym by yourself. That's not for everybody, but it is for some people. For other people, in-person coaching is probably a better way to go. You have one of us there with you, showing you exactly how to set up your equipment, giving you some tactile feedback, helping you put your body in the correct positions and demonstrating everything that you need to know. So having a bit of an idea of which one of the two of those is better for you is a really good place to start. When it comes to the training, there's not really anything that you have to do. We specialize in teaching our clients how to strength train. So we take them through all of their big compound movements, teach them how to lift weights, teach them how to get really strong and do all of the basics that they're going to need every day up until they're 80 years old and still lifting weights. If your coach can't give you a why for exactly what you're doing, chances are they might be a little bit full of shit and you probably don't need to be doing it. If there's something that you don't like to do, chat with your coach about it. They should be able to give you an alternative, or if for some reason there isn't an alternative, they should be able to explain exactly why they've given you the particular movement they've given you. And even though it might suck at the moment, it probably is going to be beneficial for you long term because of A, B, and C. Some coaches like to use tactile feedback whilst they're taking you through training sessions. It can be a really good way to help put you into position, help pull your shoulder blades back, help relax your traps, whatever it is. Tactile feedback can be a really, really good tool. Having said that, some coaches do abuse it. So as much as I don't want to have to preface this, I'm going to do it anyway. If there are certain areas that you do not want to be touched in, then you shouldn't be touched in those areas, and it is okay for you to say so to your coach. Your coach touching your bum, grabbing your bum or your chest or any other areas that you feel extremely uncomfortable with is not something that should be happening. And if it does happen to you, I really would recommend probably having a chat with your gym manager or somebody else around you, friends and family, somebody who can help guide you through that. Them touching your shoulder blades or something like that is fine, but them grabbing a handful is absolutely disgusting and is not something that should be being done by any coaches or anything like that. So yeah, unfortunately, if it happens or if it has happened to you, I'm sorry about that, but report that shit because that shit's fucked. Yeah, a few no-go zones, lots of red flags. The last thing to consider, which is probably the first thing on your mind, is pricing and then commitment length. For us in Australia, pricing varies pretty wildly from about $55 a session to all the way up to just over $100 a session. Some personal trainers will charge a per week amount, whereas other personal trainers will charge a per session amount. It's really going to differ depending on what you are after. We as coaches charge a per week amount where we go through a session in person with our clients, teach them everything they need to know, and then we give them a plan to be able to follow on their own that we can see and monitor as well to ensure that they're getting to their results as quickly as they can and make sure that they're learning something along the way. Other personal trainers might just absolutely rip you into shape for 45 minutes and get your heart rate up and get you all sweaty, and that might be all you need. Then no worries, you can go with that. That's not our style. We prefer to educate and teach something a little bit longer lasting. In terms of pricing, unfortunately, the more you pay, usually the better you get, but that's not always going to be the way. So again, it's worthwhile speaking with other people around you and hearing what they have to say about particular personal trainers and whether they can recommend them or not. In terms of commitment length, some coaches like to lock people in for 12 weeks or 15 weeks or whatever it is to make sure that they actually give enough time and effort towards something to see results. Real results do take time. Having said that, we don't do that. It feels pretty sleazy to do so, and it means that we end up probably having to stick around with people that we probably don't want to work with anyway. So we don't lock our clients in. They're free to leave whenever they feel like they've learned enough or they're ready or they're just not getting whatever they wanted out of it. So again, it's worthwhile having that chat with your coach before you get into things. A couple of things just to cap this off. If you don't feel like you're getting the results that you want or you're not learning the things that you want to learn from your coach, it's okay to have that conversation with them. And if they take it a little bit roughly or they get really defensive or whatever, then it's probably worth going and finding another coach. We regularly ask our clients for feedback during our coaching sessions just to make sure that they're on the right track. As much as we want to help them towards a goal, we don't know all of the little finicky things until we start coaching them. So we make sure that week to week they're happy, they're enjoying what they want to do, and if there's anything anything we haven't taught them that they want to learn, then we go and learn it if we don't know already, and then teach that to them. You are paying for a result and you are paying for a service. So you should, in theory, get that. Now, you just paying for six-pack abs doesn't get you six-pack abs. You do obviously have to do the work, and your personal trainer should be able to have those hard conversations with you, but you should, for the most part, really enjoy the training, really enjoy the nutrition, and really enjoy the education along the way. As I've said a couple of times in this video, most coaches' most powerful tool in terms of advertising is word of mouth. So ask around if you're not 100% sure. If you have questions or concerns in terms of what you should be looking for in a personal trainer, comment down below, message us, and we're more than happy to get in contact and help you find something that's going to be great for you. If you're ready to start doing some coaching, we do in-person and online coaching, so feel free to head over to our website and have a little look at what we got to offer. And lastly, we have our 7-day mini course as well, where we're going to break down the walls of our business and actually show you exactly what it's like to work with us as coaches and what we're like with our clients each week. Hopefully you found a fair bit of value in this video. As I mentioned, questions or concerns, message us, let us know. Otherwise, we will be back soon, and I'll chat with you all shortly. Peace out.